Hi guys, Bobby and Vinny here from Peak Performance Academy, and today's Coach's Corner. The mind decides the outcome.
So in previous videos, lads, we kind of discussed what we was willing to take to succeed. So like we were talking about last week about everybody wants to eat but few are willing to hunt. Today we're just kind of talk about more the mentality side of things and your desired outcome in sports and fitness and weight loss goals.
So what we're trying to get at here is that as people, we want to make sure that we're trying to achieve something always in our lives, whether it be business, family orientated, health related. We have to truly believe deep down in the subconscious that we can actually achieve this. And that's what I think what lets people down an awful lot of the time, is that when they're trying to achieve something, they might be telling themselves or telling other people, I'm going to do this and I'm training X amount of times per week and I'm going to lose weight. But in the subconscious, their self-talk, they kind of believe that they're not going to do it. They're kind of trying to tell themselves, but they don't truly believe it. And it's just being able to develop that mind control where you put yourself on the right path, that you can actually bring that self-talk into the aspect of, yes, I can achieve it, and get your subconscious mind to be telling you, yes, you can do it.
Like we were actually discussing before the video, I was on about it coming towards sport as well. Like if you get drawn against a team, say football, my background, and we were saying like, Joe, like we have a good chance and then we could beat anyone on our day. But in your own head, you're thinking, oh, they're good, they've county players, they're a lot better team than us, stuff like that. If you're already thinking about it yourself, it doesn't matter what you're saying onto your team, you already have that self-doubt. So if you have it, kind of other players in your team have it, and you're already losing that individual battle before the game even starts.
And as people, I think, we've spoke about this in previous videos, is as Irish people, we're not very good with confidence. That we're not people that are going to turn around and say to somebody, I am amazing at this, I am really good at this. We don't have that mentality. And also, we are a nation of people that like to go, oh, it'll be fine, it'll be grand, and you did your best kind of mentality. So that's embedded into us as people. So what we kind of need to bring is, like you were saying with the football analogy, that if you're going out playing against a team that will say the public's perception is that they're better than you, on paper they're better than you, but if you have a strong belief that you're the best footballer in that position, and your team, if they as individuals do their job and work and just control their mind in terms of the only thing they have to think about is their own job on the day and what they can control, and they truly believe as a unit that they can win that match, then you go out and you perform 10 to 20 to 30 times better. If you look at the best sports people in the world, I mean, just use sports people because they're the ones that are going to be in social media an awful lot. If you look at, let's say, a boxer that's unbeaten, they're going to have something very special. They're going to have a belief. So they believe they are the best in the world from the day they first stepped in the ring. If we bring that then back to our industry here, where somebody comes in and they want to lose weight, they have to believe, even if they've knocked down before. The tip I would give that person is, I would say, once you have a structure in place, then you can start telling yourself you're going to achieve it.
Yeah, so the way the thing is you can even take it back like when you started the gym, when you're not used to lifting weights, you're finding kind of all the calluses on your hand, and it's a bit tougher on your hands, and it develops that time before you get used to lifting heavy weights or holding heavy bars and stuff like that. It's the same with your mind, like, so it's going to take that time, that bit of hardship for you to develop those calluses in your mind, to become mentally stronger, to become better at being confident in your own ability, your confidence in your teammate or your coach or whatever it is. So it's going to take that hardship and going through that bit of suffering to grow. So like no one's ever grow without a bit of suffering or a bit of failing. And if you haven't failed on a football pitch or with weight loss or anything, you just probably haven't been trying hard enough. So it's going to take that time. You're not going to be, no one's really born perfectly into it. Everything is down to circumstance. So knowing that it's going to take that time, and it's going to take a few hard knocks and stuff like that, but eventually you will become better and you'll come out the other side of it.
Yeah, and through failure and adversity is where you grow as a person. And if you say, come along, if you ask any friend of yours now that's trying to achieve something, how are you getting on? I guarantee you probably will not get an answer, I'm doing amazing, I'm doing fantastic. Somebody's trying to lose weight, we hear it so many times here in the gym, they'll say, oh, I'm doing okay, yeah, I'm doing okay, I'm trying my best, and yeah, could have been a little bit better, but yeah, I'm doing okay in general. But very few people will actually come along and say, you know, I'm actually doing superb, I'm on track where I want to be, I'm going to be here in a couple of months' time. That mindset is really difficult for somebody to kind of have, and I think the reason behind that is just it's just the structure that's in place is not truly right for them. The people that are surrounding them aren't right. It's just, you need to dig deeper in yourself. If you're trying to achieve something, you need to say, right, what do I visually, can I visualize in my mind what it's going to feel like, what I'm going to look like. If I want to look a certain way, visualize in your mind what you're going to look like and say, right, okay, that's my mental picture, and that's where I'm going to say, I'm deciding now in my mind, that's where I'm going to be. And if somebody asks me how am I doing, absolutely fantastic, everything's on point. Had a little bit of setback there last week, doesn't matter. I'm on point for what I'm going to do. I'm doing everything right. I feel great, and I'm going to achieve my goal.
And people in the gym do it as well, just kind of day-to-day with regards to training as well. Just I really give that session my all there. I tried hard in my training. Like a lot of the time that comes down to the mental side of things. The name is David Goggins, and he's a former Marine, and he has a book on stuff like that. He said, when you feel like you can't push no more and you feel like that's the hardest you got, you're only at 40% of your ability. That it's crazy like where you can get, where you develop that mental strength and stuff like that. So I'd say 90% of the people we see in the gym, if they're doing HIIT training or training hard, they're not really even training at the hardest they can do, or even probably at 50%. So it's getting a training partner that is experienced, that you're going to learn from, pick up on those traits, or what intensity actually looks like in training, and how you know you actually gave it your all, making sure you're recovering, that you can come in the next day and train even harder again.
And the thing, and the simple thing there is when you see somebody that's working with a coach, and they'll always say, oh, that session was such, I never do that on my own, and even somebody said it to me today, to always get pushed a little bit more with a coach. It's because the person that's with you believes in you and actually believes you can achieve what you're trying to do. That's the biggest thing there. They're instilling belief and telling you, yeah, you're doing fantastic, you're doing really well, you pushed hard on that set there, that's going to stand to you. All these days that you come in and you put in the effort, they're going to stand to you straight away. And that's the thing about it, having people around you that believe in you. But the most important thing is you at the end of the day. It's your mind, it's your time when you're on your own. You have to believe. And I would say, if you have a goal now, kind of sit down for a minute and say to yourself, right, do I truly believe I can achieve this goal? Do I truly deep down believe? Is there any doubt here? And that's what you need to try to work on. Okay, turn them doubts into actions. How can I get rid of that doubt? What am I doubting? What am I thinking I can't do? And then try to walk back from there. So you kind of have to look at think about where the doubts are, and then walk back from them and see, okay, I don't know, can I control my food? Yes, you can. You absolutely can, 100%. You have 100% control over everything you can do. Just like we spoke about in the video, people's opinions, they don't matter. You have control over your own mind. So the same thing with the doubts in your head, you've control over them. So whatever they may be, write them down and write just beside them what you're going to do to overcome them.
The most important word there being like, do. If you're too scared or thinking too much what's going to happen if you fail, if you're thinking that self-doubt, you never will do, or you'll never go into action. So everything starts with just that action. Once you start, everything else is going to fall into place a bit more. Like, you know, if you're thinking about trying to put together the perfect diet plan for yourself or the perfect training program to get you the best results, you're just going to start feeling self-doubt. You're going to think what might go wrong or what people think. The most important thing is just doing it and getting started, and everything becomes easier from there. That bit of experience as you go along. And
we were just talking about it today, about mental health and how much fitness has a role to play in it on the positive side. So if you're somebody listening to the video and we're just talking about health related goals, that applies to you as well. If you've got some issue in your life and you're in a bad place, you do the same thing. What doubts have I in my mind? What can I do to take action on these? I can talk to somebody, I can talk to my friends, I can talk to a counsellor, I can talk to somebody and just take a step forward into, again, it goes back to that doing, taking action. We don't have to talk about fitness all the time. It could relate to anything, like we said, life, it relates to life. Self-doubt is huge in people. Control your mind, you control the outcome. If you're having problems on another side, not related to your body, more to do with your mind and your mental health, you take a step forward and say, okay, what can I do today to improve tomorrow? And that's really important. So guys, this is something we're very, very passionate about here in our video series of next few weeks. Is really going to dig a little bit deeper into this, and we really want to kind of help people to grow mentally so they can beyond the macros, beyond the food, beyond that, it's the mind that's controlling the outcome at a lot of the time, and it's nearly 90% of the time. It's like the training sessions you were saying, Vinny, a person comes into training session, are they putting 90% in or 50% in? Most of the time it's 50%, they can push harder, the mind is controlling. I don't want to go on this piece of equipment, because you're telling yourself it's difficult, it's tough. But you get up in the din and you're saying, okay, I can do this. Or certain exercise, I hate them. That's your mind controlling you. That's totally
like your perception of 90% might be your actual body's 90% capability. So it's important to train that as well.
Absolutely, guys. So if you'd like to hear, you find us at peakperformancekillarney.com. We're on all our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and you'll also find us on our YouTube channel, Peak Performance Killarney, and also our podcast, Reach Your Peak Podcast.